Hello friends, it's me, and today let's learn how big media manipulates the stories that we love and care about together. Let's go!
Hello internet! Welcome to my couch, where I gotta be honest, I did not want to make this episode. No joke. I was actively looking for excuses not to do this episode, and yet.
Alright, let's see. Reasons to ignore. 1. Tired, so tired. They are my friends, no drama, llama, overcovered, back pain. The 4th reason again, overcovered. Yeah.
Each time I shelved it, ever since the Try Guys drama first started, my feed has just been full of entertainment news media making like the worst takes possible about this situation.
Especially when this is about a film theorist. So let's try it out. Hello internet, welcome to Film Theory.
Stuff that wasn't just cringe, wasn't just facepalm worthy, but was just actively making me and everyone else on the team mad because of how ignorant and irresponsible it was. So, as a YouTuber and as a business owner, it felt like I had to sit down on the couch and set the record straight to call out a lot of the problems that they're having as it relates to this wider issue. So,
just a moment first, do you notice how he emphasized on business owner? Let's see on time.
The couch and set the record straight to call out a lot of the problems that they're having as it relates to business owner. It felt like I had to sit on the team mad because of how ignorant and irresponsible it was. So, as a YouTuber and as a business owner, it felt like I had to sit down on the couch and set the record straight to call out a lot of the problems that they're having as it relates to this wider issue. So, consider this my open letter to mainstream media friends. Strap in, because Film Theory is getting its own first ever serious couch time episode. Oh, I was supposed to stay over on Game Theory. So, if you...
So, let's listen to him. Let's listen to MatPat. Oh, no. Boss MatPat. Yes, boss.
If you've ever existed on the internet, or you're even not on the internet, you're probably familiar with the Try Guys at this point. Keith, Zach, Eugene, and Ned. The 4 of them got their start on BuzzFeed during its heyday, becoming one of, if not the first format on the site with a recurring cast of popular, relatable characters. And their show was simple but effective. The guys try things. No clickbait there, it is all there in the name. They put themselves out of their comfort zones to wear women's high heels, or wear women's Halloween costumes, or wear women's underwear. You know what, come to think of it, there was a lot of wearing women's sexy things in the early days. But there was also plenty of other videos out there, like watching them learn to dance ballet, or race dune buggies, or play Rocket League. Admittedly, not all of them were bangers. But still, it was fun to watch these guys, these...
Ooh, ouch.
Fish out of water experiences as these complete noobs were learning all about the weird, wacky, interesting, dangerous things in the world around them. Eventually, they decided to break off from BuzzFeed because, let's be honest, everyone made that decision, and they decided to create their own production company, Second Try.
Collectively, we decided it was just time to try something else, and that involves this new production company out of Ned's old house.
Oh, weird. Without a corporate overlord, suddenly they were free to make and do whatever they wanted with their brand.
We can now be truly, unabashedly, wholly ourselves.
There's no holding back, because it's ours. We own that light.
And you know what? That's exactly what happened. They took their brand and they made it into everything that they wanted it to be. Live shows, merch, podcasts, spin-off shows, books, documentaries, interviews with important people like Dr. Fauci. They even got themselves a show on Food Network, which then brings us to recent times and the drama. About a month ago, the Try Guys had to fire one of their founding members, Ned.
The founding members.
The one with the house from those clips earlier.
The founding member. Yeah, the founding member.
Reason for this? Well, it came out that he had been having a long-term workplace affair with a Try Guys producer and production manager for productions like their documentary and their spin-off show Food Babies. Put a pin in that, we're gonna come back to it.
Alright, I'll put a pin on that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to learn stuff from Stephen Colbert.
The firing, the remaining Try Guys, with an I, get it, because there were 3 of them left. It's a lame joke, other people have made it, but they made it to me first, so I get to claim it. Anyway, they made a video about the situation to their 8 million subscribers.
Multiple fans alerted us that they had seen Ned and an employee engaging in public romantic behavior. Ned confirmed the reports
and thus began a 3-week process of engaging with employment lawyers, corporate lawyers, HR, PR, and more. We were acutely aware of just how contrary this was to the values of the company we've built and those of everyone who works here.
So on Friday, September 16th, the three of us signed written consent approving the removal of Ned as a manager and an employee.
So now that you're caught up with all of that and we've spent the last page of this script talking about the history of the Try Guys, throw it all away, because I am here to tell you that at the end of the day, this video is not about them, it's not about their drama. This Couch Time talk is all about the mainstream media and how they covered this entire situation. You see,
Alright, we're talking about how the mainstream media covered this issue.
in the aftermath of the team ousting Ned, the internet just blew up with coverage about this situation. Wall Street Journal, CNN, Vanity Fair, Cosmo, The Sun, and the coverage was fine for the most part. I mean, there was a surprisingly large amount of it, but it was, you know, it was okay. It was neutral, it stuck to the facts, the publicly made statements, things like that. But
Yep, I like it when this news network stick to the facts, are very neutral about it. Not leaning towards the left, not leaning towards the right. Not extreme. Said it from a third person point of view. Someone that is neutral about it. No biasness. Thank you.
then, in a desperate bid for relevance, Saturday Night Live decided to enter the chat with a sketch that is so off the mark that it single-handedly wanted me to make this video.
So the full story is that your friend had a side chick and you fired him?
Yes, and we hope he is somewhere on his back with a bullet in his brain and belly.
Whoa, okay, isn't that a bit extreme?
No. You have to remember, Laura, the side chick was a food baby.
In a fit of rage, I drafted a script up, but ultimately, I calmed down and let it pass. I mean, I was worried about SNL here. If I were to make a video about every single unfunny, out-of-touch sketch that they air, well, I'd have infinite content. What a brilliant channel idea. Anyway.
What a brilliant channel idea. It's a joke, I'm sorry.
I let it go, and about a week passed, and everything
Let it go! I'm sorry.
was fine until yet another article was published about this whole situation, this time from the New York Times, and again, it missed the entire point of the situation, using lines like this, quote right here, "The whole thing felt a bit like a hostage video." This is in reference to the three guys sitting on the couch informing their audience about the steps that they took in removing Ned from the channel. As if there were people just off screen with rifles and high expectations. There sort of were. They were on the other side of the camera and miles of fiber optic cable. And the Try Guys found themselves in a position where, however shocked and betrayed their audience felt, their own livelihoods depended on appearing equally distressed. Appearing. It made this whole thing out to be just a glorified performance. Actions done only for show in order to appease an audience that somehow had them imprisoned. Heck, the whole thing ends with this incredible line. You can imagine Ned Fulmer watching the video, seeing his former friends solemnly tamping down the freshly laid dirt, all in an effort to mollify an audience of strangers, and realizing that however badly he may have messed up, he was finally free.
Wait, what? That was from the New York Times? What the? Cannot be right. Cannot be right. Shouldn't it be neutral? That was too far towards one end. Too aggressive or towards one end. What? Really?
Oh boy. Okay, so there is a lot to break down there, and all of it highlights mainstream media's mishandling of both online creators and, more importantly, workplace issues like the Me Too movement. So let's just start with the YouTube stuff, because that one is far less important. Now, I think it's no secret here on the channel that I'm not the biggest fan of traditional media coverage of our industry.
Oh, I know these individuals. Okay, okay. How I'm pronouncing the name correctly? Marcus Brownies. Brownlee. This is Markiplier. PewDiePie, the king. Okay, the former king of YouTube. Mr. Beast, the new king of YouTube. Wait. Markiplier is the king. PewDiePie is the king. Mr. Beast is the king. Marcus Brownies is upcoming king. His channel is rising.
I've talked about it on this channel, and this channel, and that channel, and this channel again, and is this probably why they don't write articles about us anymore? It's probably why they don't write articles about us anymore. Anyway!
Well, coincidence. Maybe. But still, I really like it that MadPat and the team behind this, behind their videos, they spend a lot of efforts making sure that they deliver a positive educational message that is entertaining plus edutainment. Entertaining plus educational. So it's edutainment. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just take a look at exactly how SNL decides to introduce what it is exactly that the Try Guys do to their audience.
What in the world is a Try Guy?
They're BuzzFeed pranksters who try stuff, like trying fingernail polish or weird haircuts. Hell, they're even tried eating bugs.
If you look across the wide array of YouTuber coverage, this one is always the favorite. Call any type of YouTuber prankster. Jake Paul? Well, he's a prankster.
Alright, Jake Paul from YouTube to fighting a detailed look at his boxing career. People were enthralled by his videos, which involve a lot of jokes and over-the-top pranks.
PewDiePie,
Pranks, but no pranks, Felix. You're just not funny.
Former NASA engineer Mark Rober.
Bill Bomb and cockroaches. How YouTubers expose India's scam call centers. Well known for his elaborate glitter bomb pranks on phone scammers.
Well, yeah, he's the glitter bomb prankster. Mr. Beast?
YouTube reaches creator Mr. Beast is seeking 1.5 billion evaluation in what could be a massive milestone for influencer-led business. Among his other videos, which includes pranks, gaming, and elaborate stunts.
Obviously, he's a prankster too. There is no world where what the Try Guys do would be described as a prank channel, but yet that word is a favorite of newspaper coverage because it evokes such a strong emotional response when you read about pranksters. Pranksters aren't people that you're meant to like. They're not someone that you root for. The whole "it's just a prank bro" crowd is associated with low-effort content that monetizes people's suffering. Call someone a prankster and immediately you're sidelining them in people's minds as someone who's mean-spirited and you probably don't want to succeed. And of course, it's not just enough to just write them off as pranksters, you then have to highlight how much money they're making off of those pranks that make people mad.
But they make good content. They bring about positive awareness to everyone. They are a role model for everyone to look towards, to at least their community, at least their viewers, their audience. I love to watch Mr. Beast videos because he actually shows the importance of sharing positivity to everyone. Of course, some of his older videos are not that good, but as he progresses on, in the year 2020, in the year 2022, last year 2021, 2020, his videos have improved significantly. And next year 2023, which is coming out soon, his videos, I'm putting a huge bet that his video is going to be more beneficial, positive, just all in all better. He's a good role model for us to look up to, right? Mr. Beast, PewDiePie. I watch NKPHD, the channel, because it is educational. I get to learn something that is positive that I can share with other people. I don't just call them pranks. Don't do that. Logan Paul used to be, the old Logan Paul used to be someone that I don't watch much, but the current Logan Paul is very relatable. Of course, here and there he screwed up with, but still, his downfall and his uprise is something that we should learn. Me as a viewer, me as a content creator, don't just put that at a bad spot. Don't do that. People fall, people rise, and we need to learn from their fall and rise so that we can rise from our fall as well.
And they're millionaires. Okay.
Oh, well, you readers and viewers at home, you work so hard at your job every day making pennies, but here are these pranksters on the internet making garbage content and getting rich off of it. Isn't that unfair? Doesn't that make you mad? The New York Times.
Why are you doing character assassination? Why?
This article actually takes a different approach that's even worse than this. Instead of calling them just mindless pranksters, the NYT describes the Try Guys' backgrounds like this. A group of friends becomes a cast of characters and strip mines lives and relationships for content. Woohoo! If that doesn't sound flattering, well, it isn't. The crux of the entire article is that, yeah, the Try Guys have people who watch them, but only because they basically sold their soul to the internet in exchange for their fame. Except, that couldn't be further from the truth. The content that's made them so popular is just classic fish out of water reality TV. It's basically the online equivalent of Dirty Jobs or Wife Swap, where people are put into new uncomfortable situations and then they have to learn to adapt, you know? And no, the irony that I just used Wife Swap here as an example in this situation doesn't escape me. But it's entirely true. Their formats, like Cooking Without a Recipe, I mean, it looks a whole lot like Chopped. Keith eats everything at a restaurant? Well, that's just the modern day equivalent of the eating show Man vs. Food. And yeah, that one video that everyone keeps bringing up as an attempt to embarrass them and tear them down, the one where they do the unthinkable and try on women's underwear, well, that's been a trope of comedy in media forever. I mean, there's an entire episode of the sitcom Friends that is named after that exact plot line.
You want to go? Yeah, that'd be great. Let me make sure I'm not doing anything Tuesday.
They are a media company with something like 20 employees, and they're producing reality TV content.
Wait, 20 employees? Oh my gosh. Think about it, if because of one or two individuals, like 20 of them, okay, minus 2, 18 of them is going to suffer. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? Okay, teach me more.
Something that both of these news outlets should be familiar with, but either aren't or are disingenuously refusing to acknowledge in order to prop up a false narrative of digital creator bad. The article then implies that not only are they milking their lives for content, but they're actively manipulating their young, impressionable, and emotionally needy audience. The Try Guys were always bad people. Ned was just the first one to let the mask slip. They conjured a non-toxic brand of masculinity until Fulmer flicked the lights on, exposing the fantasy. Its severe mood was, in part, a performance, meant to reassure a world historically anxious and distrustful audience that they had not been led astray for the last 8 years. Obviously,
wow, that is dark. I can't believe, wait. Is it can't be right. New York Times can't be right. That is dark. That is too dark. My impression of New York Times is neutral, not like extreme aggressive towards either ends. Wow.
Audience that they had not been led astray for the last 8 years. Obviously, these are both really bad looks and pretty intentionally meant to discredit not just the current situation, but the whole system that holds it up. YouTubers function by fundamentally lying to their audience, maybe because they're low-life pranksters or because they're just manipulative of kids. And remember, this is talking about the Try Guys. The Try Guys are like the Melba Toast of online content. And that is not meant to be offensive to the Try Guys or anything they produce. I love the stuff they produce. But if there is one thing that Melba Toast is known for, it is being not spicy. So,
wow!
New York Times or Saturday Night Live have done. Well, outside of some very basic research and being open and honest with their audiences. For one, they could have connected with the fact that both of them are located in New York, and guess what? The Try Guys recently performed in New York, right down the street at the Great White Way, Broadway. Or they're New York Times best-selling authors. Who also is the New York Times? Oh wait, the paper that's publishing this article in the first place. Synergy. Programmatic synergy, friendos. Or if none of that makes sense, just say that they got a Food Network show. Hey, you people, you don't watch the internet, but you do watch Food Network because everyone watches Food Network.
True.
These are guys on the Food Network. Done. You understand who they are. I'm just saying, if the goal was to bridge the gap in understanding between YouTube and the readership of a 170-year-old publication or a 40-plus-year-old comedy sketch show, they could have done it very easily. They just didn't, because that was never the goal in the first place. So listen up, mainstream media. Come here. Get up right in my face, right here, because I'm gonna get real with you guys for a second. This is...
Alright, I'm getting close, and close. It's a joke. It's a camera effect. I'm sorry. Sorry.
The hard truth. Playing ignorant with the stuff that's going on online is not the flex that you think it is. Whoa, isn't it funny that people care about these random dudes called the Try Guys who try things? No, it isn't funny. You guys get what on Saturday Night Live these days? What, like 3.5 million views an episode? And that's talking about TV numbers, which we all know is kind of like, they're not really that believable. Regardless, guess what? That random online Keith guy, he got just as many views from eating Panera. You are currently trading short-term jabs at the wackos on the internet for your long-term relevance.
So it's something similar to those people that state neutral. They'll be like, ta-da, this is the facts, ta-da, this is a report, ta-da, this is the news, ta-da, we try to be neutral. And instead of like, ta-da, 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 they're more like, psh, psh, psh. Like those kind of punches, right? Instead of, you get the point, right? I'm not too sure, I'm sorry.
Or maybe you're only aware of online content to the extent that you can steal it.
It's a Charmin Bears parody where the dad is disapproving of the son who's going to college and doesn't want to do the family business of butt wiping anymore. He wants to dance instead. My video was a Charmin Bears parody where the dad is disapproving of the son who's going to college. He doesn't want to be a butt wiping bear anymore and he wants to dance instead.
That right there, that is Joel Haver. Amazing online channel, by the way. You know what, Joel? I have to disagree with you, though, because I watched the two videos side by side, and I don't think they're similar at all. For one thing, your video was actually funny.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Man, Pat, you said that!
I'm gonna get raked over the coals for this one. I'm making no friends. Because here's the thing, I'm not even all that concerned about this one. Yeah, sure, I get really mad about how they reported and mishandled this entire situation around online creators, but also, at this point, I've come to expect it. That is just par for the course. We get no respect over here. The real, much bigger issue with all of this, and the true reason I had to sit down on this couch, was because both outlets horrendously mishandle the core issue that prompted Ned's removal in the first place.
I'm trying to understand why this story is such a scandal. Was this affair non-consensual?
No. Worse, he committed the heinous act of having a consensual kiss and not telling us, his friends!
The entire controversy that led up to this is framed simply as Ned Fulmer sharing a consensual kiss and not telling his BFFs about it. And let me be real clear about this, because no media outlet seems to grasp this concept. The Try Guys are not some group of buddies. They are not just hanging out making some videos for the lulz on the weekend. They are a legal and financial set of business partners who own and operate a very successful, very popular media company. They have legal and fiduciary responsibilities to each other, and more importantly, to their employees, which
Oh, with great power comes great responsibilities. I mean, look, take a look at the start of the video. Okay, now this is 40 minutes and 50 seconds, right?
and irresponsible it was. So, as a YouTuber and as a business owner, it felt like...
Right, as a business owner, as mentioned, like 20 employees, there's a lot of people that you need to account for. There's a lot of people that you need to account for. A lot of responsibilities. Okay, next 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes and 50 seconds, alright?
Fiduciary responsibilities to each other, and more importantly, to their employees, which in plain English, for all of you mainstream media writers who this is just going over the heads of, means that they are obligated to put the good of the group and the company ahead of individuals. Not just because of morals, but because in a business with multiple owners, you have a legal requirement.
For the greater good of everyone. There's a saying in Chinese, 牺牲小我，完成大我.
Plenty of people have affairs. Plenty of people have open marriages. Frankly, we don't know the details of that relationship, and guess what? Who cares? We don't need to know.
Yes, we don't need to know. I agree with my pet.
Saturday Night Live, though, makes it sound like severing ties with Ned was this act of vengeance from jilted friends.
We had no choice, and we hope he is somewhere on his back with a bullet in his brain and belly.
But the truth is that workplace romances aren't the meet cute of The Office circa 2004. As a business owner, a secret boss dates employee relationship is inappropriate in its power dynamics. But beyond that, if you don't even want to get that far, it presents massive legal liability to everyone working inside that building. And if you're an owner who knows about it and chooses not to do anything about it, guess what? You're liable too. If that relationship ends badly, it is a wrongful termination lawsuit at best and a sexual misconduct lawsuit at worst.
Both resulting in a lot of money. Meaning a lot of people will be innocently fired out of a job. 20 people okay, minus 2, 18 people under your care, just no job because 1 or 2 people screw up. That's unfair.
Now, you don't need to know the details of those two things, but the point is, either one can easily bankrupt the company and put dozens of innocent employees out of a job. So instead, as a responsible business owner, you just cut your losses and you put that one employee, that one offending employee, Ned, out of a job. It's math, not intrigue. It's ethical and it's good business.
Prevention is better than cure. When, this sort of thing happens, it's always good to be prepared. I think MadPat makes a very good point. Thank you, MadPat. Good point. Food for thought.
Saturday Night Live skit, though, not only tries to awkwardly diminish this relationship as a kiss between co-workers, as opposed to what it really was, a long-term relationship between boss and employee, it then goes on to do what I am most offended by, to frame Eugene, Zach, and Keith as angry, betrayed friends, as opposed to what they really were, angry, betrayed business owners trying to do the right thing. The New York Times article actually takes it further than that, saying that the Try Guys have to be so miserable. They have to continue lying to their fans and maintaining this facade. But Ned, he must be happy that he escaped. He got to drop the mask and he survives to live on another day. And you see, that is the wild thing that I just can't wrap my head around with all of this coverage.
Especially when they're saying, it's not personal, it is just business. Especially, it's not your business, it's everybody else's business. Literally, their job.
Know who received no blame in either of these examples? Ned Fulmer. In both of these pieces, it's the remaining 3 guys that are left on the couch that look like they're in the wrong. They're the overdramatic divas, mad and ousting their friend out of pettiness. No mention of legally endangering the company. No references to making your co-founders implicit accomplices. No talk about predatory behavior in the workplace, or how the entertainment industry has this massive problem with sexual misconduct.
Real issues to address. Legally endangering. Co-founders implicate accomplice, predatory behavior in the workplace, sexual misconduct in entertainment, especially throughout history, throughout history for decades.
No mention about how Ned built his professional brand all about being a lawyer.
Ned, the meh wife guy betrayal.
Family man, and undercut that brand in a way that jeopardized the livelihood of literally everyone in the business around him. I mean, all of those would be very valid and important takeaways from the situation. Why not mention any of that? Why would you try to vilify the people sitting on the couch trying to do the right thing? Well, it's because if outlets like SNL decided to talk about that, it might draw attention to the fact that Saturday Night Live's been accused of having a bit of a sexist culture against women throughout the 90s and 2000s. Not much of a joke when it's about you, SNL?
That's a good point. Like, you try to stir away from the topic. Like, danger! Sorry.
For instance, one woman allegedly was summoned to a producer's office and shown inappropriate pictures of him. Other interns have allegedly been brought to after parties where you know, you could just use your imagination what's going on over there. These are serious accusations, and this is literally just the tip of the iceberg. In some cases, lawsuits have also added in SNL creator Lorne Michaels and former cast members like Tracy Jordan and Jimmy Fallon into the mix, alleging that they were aware of this misconduct and enabled it in one way or another. Saturday Night Live has had these issues for decades and has never once had its owners or creators made public addresses to the audience to take some sort of accountability. Instead, you get sketches like this.
You can have sex with women at work without losing your job by following a few simple rules. Be handsome, be attractive, and don't be unattractive.
Talk about things that haven't aged too well. It's no wonder.
Yep, it didn't age well in the year 2022.
They're making fun of the guys on the couch here, because if they didn't, they'd have to acknowledge that their own history has a lot more scandal and a lot less integrity than a bunch of YouTube pranksters. And you see, that is the thing that has gotten me so frustrated about all this. That is the thing that's gotten me to sit on the couch to make this episode. Everyone keeps pointing to the video that the Try Guys made on the couch as if it was some sort of an overreaction, some sort of over-dramatization. It wasn't. If anything, that sort of thing should be the new norm. It represents a generation of media companies who are trying to do better, to be better, who aren't willing to sweep scandals under the rug. Business owners who stay transparent and take real, meaningful actions when someone steps out of the line, no matter how high in the company they might be. You shouldn't be making fun of Keith, Zach, and Eugene. You should be following their example. At the end of the day, this isn't some weird fluke in the news cycle or some weird children's obsession. This is the new generation of entertainment media companies putting their money where their mouth is, who are able to swallow their pride, own up to their mistakes or their employees' mistakes, and then sit on the couch for some serious conversations when they have to. And from this couch, gotta say, that seems like we're moving in the right direction. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut.
Well, that's that, I guess. I'm just glad that this video is so well scripted. I really respect the team behind making this, the team that behind this video. They cover a lot of plot holes. They cover a lot of holes, potential holes, obvious holes, and holes that I can't even think about, and they are just plugging on those holes, in which making this a very informative, knowledgeable, but also important video for all of us to learn about. So thank you so much, my pet. Thank you so much, everybody in this video. Everybody who contributed. You get the point. The team behind this video. Thank you. Thank you so much for teaching us. Thank you. Let's do the outro. But hey, that's just a theory, a film theory, and cut. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Once again, thank you so much for teaching us. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, sorry. Subscribe. Nearly forgot about that. The kaboom!